All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that. It's Lizzo time. A lot of you have been waiting for this drama while I was covering the former president being arraigned and arrested for the third time. People were coming into the chat going, please talk about Lizzo, dude. Brand new development in the Lizzo story. No, the Lizzo situation is getting serious. Joe Brandon is no longer following her on IG. It's Jover. It's so Jover, Lizzo. Oh, no.
This morning, the growing fallout for Lizzo after the Truth Hurts singer was sued by 3 of her former dancers, saying their truth hurts. The suit filed on Tuesday by Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noel Rodriguez accused the Grammy winner of creating a hostile work environment, weight-shaming them, and pressuring them to participate in parties with overly sexual atmospheres.
People are using the Lizzo thing as an excuse to be fat phobic, which is obviously not okay. It's just like, you know what it is? It's because Lizzo has been hated for so long for being a fat black woman, okay? Let's be real. Which has created an environment in liberal marketing circles for her to actually brand against such adversity. But now it's that classic meme of when a random celebrity is being shitted on that I hated for no reason, being shitted on for good reason. And it's like Tariq Nasheed going like this. You know what I'm talking about? The meme I'm talking about? That's exactly what's going on. It's just like every single person has been chomping at the bits to like shit on a Lizzo. And she apparently did some stuff that is worthy of being shitted on. That's it. I stood for her when she blew that glass flute, damn it. To be fair, that stuff is crazy. Like, getting mad at her for that stuff is crazy. Getting mad at her for having like a Nike sponsorship where she's doing like crazy yoga poses, like, oh, that stuff doesn't change. That stuff doesn't change. The people that have gotten mad at her over ridiculous things are still silly and stupid. But this, on the other hand, seems like a good reason to get mad at her, and not a silly and stupid reason like she played a historic flute or some shit.
I have never experienced such treatment in the 7 years that I've been doing this. And she then proceeded to prove all of those things right by balling up her fist and saying, "You're so effing lucky. You're so effing lucky," basically alluding to hitting me, that she's not going to hit me, as she's inching towards me. And then one of our fellow dance mates and her best friend comes and pulls her back from assaulting me.
Lizzo's persona is one thing, but that after listening to these 3 brave ladies, that the reality is different.
It's hard to love yourself in a world that doesn't love you back. You know what I mean? And I've been trying to do it so boldly.
Lizzo, a longtime champion of body positivity and inclusivity, is known for surrounding herself with plus-size performers in her music and her Emmy-winning reality show.
When I was a little...
Bro, imagine idolizing Lizzo and then when you get to work for her, she fat shames you. It's kind of, yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but... You're like a fan, you win a fan competition, and then she's just like, yo, you're fucking fat, lose some weight, fatty. Okay. I'm not gonna laugh. This is not a funny thing to laugh at. Like we always say, no one hates fat people more than other fat people. Yeah. Which is why, like, the fat shaming conversation is so stupid. See yourself out, skinny bitches, okay? Fat people invented fat shaming, dumbass. Skinny motherfuckers in the chat being like, no, it's our time. It's like, no, it's always your time, okay?
Now, this morning, Lizzo is responding, saying these are false allegations, adding that the dancers admitted they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate, and adding that, quote, "I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight."
I mean, is this the absolute worst thing a celebrity could do? Of course not. Is it getting a lot more coverage because she's Lizzo, who is like created a unrealistic standard of her image that is endlessly marketable? Yes, that is a part of the reason. This also doesn't cover all of it. I think there's like allegations of sexual harassment as well, if I'm not mistaken, that they didn't really get into. We like covered the funny part about her like possibly being like fat shaming other women or something, but let's see this.
All 37 pages of the lawsuit against Lizzo.
Oh my God, like reading 37 pages of the Lizzo lawsuit is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but hey.
There are 9 different complaints in this lawsuit. Some of the complaints are all of the plaintiffs against all of the defendants being Lizzo, her production company, and her dance captain, Shirley Quigley. And some of the complaints are just 1 or 2 of the plaintiffs against maybe 1 or 2 of the defendants. The first complaint is hostile work environment. The second complaint is failure to prevent and or remedy hostile work environment. Third is religious harassment. Fourth is failure to prevent and or remedy.
What the fuck is religious harassment? Oh my Lord. Wait a minute. That could go either way. Religious harassment, is this like some conservative operation, or she's just like straight up a Reddit atheist or something?
Religious harassment. Fifth is racial harassment. Sixth is disability discrimination. Seventh is intentional interference with prospective economic. 8 is assault. And 9 is false imprisonment.
Oh, her dance captain is a psychotic Christian? Yo, where's Benny Boy now? Where the fuck is Benny Hanna? Look at that. Turns out Lizzo was on your side a little bit, wasn't she? Her dance captain, at least.
So 2 of the dancers we met on Lizzo's show, Watch Out for the Big Girls, and the third dancer was hired a little bit later. And we also met the dance captain, Shirley Quigley, who is named as a defendant in this suit.
She yelled at a dancer for saying, "Oh my God," instead of "Oh my science." No, I think it went the other direction, Chatter, but that's pretty funny.
A lot of major claims in this lawsuit center around the dance captain, Shirley Quigley, and it seems, according to this lawsuit, like she was just this uber religious woman, and she was constantly trying to like talk about the Lord and trying to convert people, and people were uncomfortable with it, and she was preaching about how premarital sex was bad. And then when she found out one of the dancers in this lawsuit, Ariana Davis, was a virgin, she became like obsessed with this and would just like bring it up and talk about it all the time, which obviously made her really uncomfortable. But then it's like really strange.
Yo, dude, fuck yeah. Dude, dance moms, let's go. That's some straight, oh, that's awesome. She put out a video, the dance captain did.
Everybody, I just want to get on here really quick and say, God is so, so good. God loves you so, 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 so much. No matter what you're going through, even if you...
I know her lawyer. I twitching real bad. Yo! Why did she do this? Dude, 2023 is the year where everyone that is under any kind of like civil suit just openly going in front of a camera and basically admitting to everything. What's going on? It's like what's happening? Why is everybody snitching on themselves, dude? It's like Alex Jones basically decided to open Pandora's box. Everybody does this now. This is the thing. Trump's doing it. Lizzo's dance captain's doing it.
Don't love him. He loves you. Glory to God. I just wanted to remind you.
She's like, oh, religious persecution? Yeah, I did that shit. Yeah, I did that shit. Like if I went to jail for serving top of the hour ad breaks, you know what I mean? And then I was like, listen, Your Honor, at the top of the hour, there is a 3-minute ad break.
That he is love. He is truth. He is the light. He is the first and the last. And all things work together for those that are called according to his purpose. And I just feel so blessed. I feel so thankful. I feel so full of joy. I had such an amazing time on tour with amazing people. And I'm so excited to be home, resting with my family and my dog after an amazing experience. And yeah, I just wanted to like tell everyone that God loves you and I love you and glory to God. And I hope you're smiling and you feel joy.
Oh, God. Okay, purely on vibes, it's over, okay? If I'm the vibe police, I'm arresting her. The vibes are so fucked. It also kind of feels like Lizzo definitely has an out here to just be like, yeah, my dance captain's a freak. Not me. Her. It's all her. Sorry about that. And then she can probably get away with like a lot of the awfulness by just like redirecting the attention to her. Holy moly, dude. This is like, oh my science. Aren't all these allegations protected by the First Amendment? Good one. Yeah. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I am allowed to create a toxic workplace, work environment because the First Amendment protects my right to do so. You know she's stopping teen moms in the grocery store to invite them to mass. Listen, it would have been hard to convince me that someone was like hyper obsessed in like a Hollywood setting. I guess like I guess maybe not. There's a lot of freaks in Hollywood. I was gonna say, like, this is proof, okay? Like, everything that I just heard from this lady about the allegations made in this court case, all it took for me was to watch this 1 minute and 4 second video for me to go, oh no, it's definitely real. Like 100%, dude. Holy fuck.
Uber religious and preaching all these things, she would also like talk about weird sexual things in front of them. And they said that she had this like what was called a party trick where she would use a banana to simulate, you know what I'm saying, with her mouth. And it was like a thing she did. They say in this lawsuit that it didn't stop there with Quigley, and that like in addition to like doing this like faux simulation with the banana, she would talk about how like pleasing yourself, you know, is against her religion, but then she'd be like, but oops, today I had an oopsie, which is just like strange.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What the fuck? Yo, why is she so like emotionally stunted? This is something that you do if you're like, is this like a trauma response or something? Oh, by the way, in a resurfaced 2019 interview, Lizzo speaks about her excitement for the now infamous banana sex show at the Banana Bar in Amsterdam, red light district, with local radio DJ Frank van der Lende. Formerly, she encouraged her dancers to catch dildos and eat bananas sticking out of their vaginas.
They kissed? They kissed after, I'm not gonna say what she did. But I'm trying to go to the show where you eat the banana out the pussy. Which one is that?
This is the banana bar.
Well, that's the banana bar?
Yeah, you
and
were
they
at
have
the
the banana
bar.
in the coochie?
And ping pong balls.
And you have to go,
yes. And
that's what I want to do.
Then you have to eat it.
I need my...
Okay, this isn't that bad. What the fuck? Okay, everybody going, no, what the fuck? That's just a show. Okay, everybody calm down. Everybody fucking calm down and dial it back. She's on a fucking DJ. She's on a show with a DJ in the Netherlands, and she's talking about a show that she wanted to go watch. We're lacking critical information, sir. Yeah, I don't know why that's not enough proof about if she made the dancers do that shit and she was talking about how she made her dancers do that shit, then yeah, that's fucked up. But this on its own is not necessarily enough for me to be like, oh, this is really fucked up. Like, I think people are blowing that out of proportion because it pales very well into the conversation. Like, that video in and of itself is not enough, but when it partnered with the allegations, it becomes a serious problem and a possible crime, as a matter of fact.
Another of the allegations in the suit is that after performances, Lizzo would invite the dancers out for a night on the town. And then one night in Amsterdam,
here
she had this whole event like in the red light district at this like club where there was like nude cabaret performers. And Ariana Davis says that, like, you know, she really didn't want to participate, but like she was being egged on and basically forced to, you know, touch the breast of one of the performer, even though she didn't want to. So what the dancers allege in the suit is that, like, even though they didn't want to go to these places and they felt uncomfortable, they felt they had to for job security, because they said it was just sort of this like unspoken, you know, thing that.
Yeah, that's fucked up for sure. You can't do that. You can't make people do shit that they don't want to do, especially like pressure them into engaging in like sexual acts with other people, especially when you are their boss and they're worried about their employment status. This TikTok person says she had to cut some stuff out. Lizzo did make them eat the banana and catch dildos that were shot out of their vaginas. God damn.
Now, where the racial discrimination comes in, the dancers say that the production, the management team was mostly white people, and that the production team treated the black members of the dance team differently than other members, and that allegedly they accused the black members of the dance team of being lazy, unprofessional, and having bad attitudes. So then, according to this lawsuit, they get back from the European part of this tour, and Lizzo's just like unhappy with all the dancers and says like, everyone has to re-audition and your jobs aren't safe, and if I don't like the way you audition, you're going to be fired. And that this audition allegedly turned into this 12-hour day where the dancers just felt like scared to even leave the stage or they were going to get fired. So the one dancer, Davis, said like she really had to use the bathroom but was too scared, so ended up, urinating on herself. So then where the assault and false imprisonment comes in.
What is happening? Dude, okay, she really buried the fucking lead, okay? It literally keeps leveling up where you're like, okay, well, that's crazy. I mean, surely it won't get worse. It's like, yeah, she also killed 8 of her dancers. I'm like, what? False imprisonment? What the fuck is going on? This is good story building. I get why Joe Brandon unfollowed Lizzo on Instagram, though, because holy moly.
So Two of the dancers, Davis and Williams, were fired, and it was like kind of embarrassing how they did it. They kind of did it publicly. And the other dancer, Rodriguez, like didn't really like how that all went down. So she approached Lizzo and was like, I need to have a talk to you about how you handle the situation. And according to Rodriguez in this complaint, she said that Lizzo got really aggressive, approached her, cracking her knuckles, balling her fists, and exclaiming, "You're lucky. You're so effing lucky." And she says that she believes that Lizzo intended to hit her and would have done so if one of the other dancers hadn't intervened.
Bro, what the
And then the
fuck?
false imprisonment comes because Davis said that, like, you know, she had been accused of she had recorded a conversation that had happened, but she said that, you know, she has this like anxiety disability where she like can't really process it in the moment. She needs to record things and listen to it later. And the management team and Lizzo were like, you recorded this conversation, got mad. So when they fired her, they like allegedly kept her in this room, like went through her phone until they could like see that she had deleted the file.
God damn, dude. It's pretty fucking crazy. A lot of this is wild. Career over? Probably not. Lizzo is too much of an institution. Remember, a lot of artists are so wealthy and they generate even more wealth for even wealthier people. It's not certainly an ordinary cancellation. It's like above and beyond. But what happens in situations like this? This'll be worse. The only reason why this might not be something she can come back from is because of who she is and how many enemies she has. You know what I mean? Like, on the one hand, she's really big, and therefore it's probably hard for her career to just like fall apart when she is making so much money for many wealthier people. But also, on the other hand, it's completely antithetical to her brand that she's put out there. And given that she has garnered a lot of negative attention from reactionary right-wingers, people will unload into her. Yeah, a lib celeb getting canceled in a really conservative media environment is Jover. Yeah, it seems like Ben Shapiro, Fox News will cover this because like everybody loves liberal hypocrisy. This beacon of liberalism is being a hypocrite. Like, look, that will play really well in conservative circles. That will elevate it. I don't know. It's like being a wife guy and then cheating. Wait, I mean, look, ultimately, when you lean heavily into being a brand, a non-problematic brand, which is impossible to achieve in the fucking real world as a real human being, is always going to be flawed. And especially in Lizzo and her dance manager's case, they go way beyond just being flawed individuals, right? When that juxtaposition comes into the fold, all of a sudden people go, oh, I knew it. I already knew that this person was bad. Now I know exactly how bad. Does that make sense? All right, let's see. Just wait until you see the DNA test. I took it. It says I'm 100% that bitch.
So there were no instances of like people, you know, calling other people fat or anything like that. That didn't go down. But what happened is one of the dancers said that like she had been putting on weight and she noticed it and felt like that management and Lizzo noticed it and that they were inferring that, you know, some of her issues could be related to that weight gain, but they never said it. It was,
yo, wait, that was the most shocking part. I mean, yeah, because like Lizzo's all about literally being an anti-fat phobia content creator influencer. You know what I mean? Not allowed to be fatter than Lizzo. Stop. That's not. No, but like in fat shaming, in anti-fat shaming, anti-fat phobia circles, that is definitely something that's like frowned upon. Lizzo absolutely knows better. I'm willing to bet that there's a video of Lizzo talking about that specifically. Like, it's one thing, if you've ever read any kind of like fat phobia content online, one thing that a lot of fat people talk about is misdiagnoses from medical professionals, especially where, and I've talked about it a lot as well, if you guys recall, where people will immediately make the inference that you're sick due to being overweight. That in a lot of instances will end up causing legitimate harm to the patient, because it's technically not untrue. Because like, yes, being overweight can contribute to your problems, but thinking that it's like the standalone issue will sometimes cause medical professionals to not see other genuine issues that you might be going through. That's the reason why I said that inference is 100%. Stop skinny-splaining fat problems. Thank you for saying that, first of all. Thank you for assuming that I am skinny. That's very nice of you, but you know, that's not I don't think that's the case, but thank you.
And then another allegation is that after one of the other dancers got fired, is that Lizzo, said, weight gain could be cause for termination. And the dancer alleges that she looked right at her and felt she was talking specifically about her. And while I've, heard of like weight gain being cause for termination, it's usually at a place like Hooters where you have to wear the...
What the fuck? Okay, that's kind of funny. I'm sorry. That's insane. It's like working at Chuck E. Cheese and being like, guess what? Having a love for electronic rats and pizza is actually terms for cancellation. Like, it can't... cancellation of your contract. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What do you mean? I came here. I love pizza and electronic rats that sing. What the fuck is happening? What do you mean? That could be cause for termination. Yeah, they were picked for being plus-size dancers. What the fuck?
Specific uniforms. So I do think it was surprising, to hear that allegedly weight gain could be cause for termination in this instance. But again, we have to hear the other side of the story. There will be responses to this complaint. And so, maybe we'll see the bigger picture. But overall, it's still just really...
If there's anything to take away from this, we learned that dancers really are treated like shit in this industry. Of course. I think they were picked for being good dancers, hopefully. No, they were picked for being good dancers, but they also were plus sized. You can be plus sized, be a good dancer. It's not like something that is impossible. These last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous not to be addressed. 921,000 likes. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. As an artist, I've always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. With passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. I'm not here to be looked at as a victim, but also know that, that seems kind of, redundant at this point, when you wrote all of that. But I also know that I'm not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I am very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would absolutely never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in the world be overshadowed by this. I also want to thank everyone who's reached out and support to lift me up during this difficult time. Yeah, other people coming out and also criticizing her kind of cooks her a little bit in the eyes of her audience. I already I've already made up my mind. But I think, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like the way I see it, these people are so wealthy and so powerful. And more importantly than that, they are basically they're propping up and generating value for people who are endlessly more powerful. So as long as she is seen as an asset that's valuable, she will get the best lawyers, she will get the best PR. You know what I mean? Chat can't understand both perspectives being valid, and also people who are shitty also lie. Well, I mean, the way I see it, am I more readily able to believe someone who is in a hostile work environment being put in uncomfortable situations than a boss being slandered when they have like a shitload of people defending her? Yeah, I think I would probably side with the workers most likely. The thing is, sometimes wires can get crossed. Sometimes, there could be a shark situation where someone is trying to milk a person, but their claims are not far-fetched. I don't know. It's more so a bit of a smell test in this regard, especially because I also maintain that same cynicism that no one is that much of a liberal, and that is not a real person. It's more so a product. You know what I mean? I know that a lot of people yell at me and say, Hasan, you're not socialist Jesus, but the difference is I have never portrayed myself as such. I am I have bad tendencies. I'm a complex individual. I'm live 8 hours a day. So I think that it's a little bit different, because you're right. Someone could say that, not those claims, but someone could make shit up about me if that was the case. But ultimately, I feel like it's you get what you see. You know what I mean? Not all that different. With all of the failures and all of the good aspects of it. I make shit up about you all the time. Yeah, join the fucking club. I think it depends on how much the other people coming out corroborate specific things versus vague things like she's hard to work with or she was mean to me once, you know? Yeah, but it's also not one person that came out with this. You know what I mean? It's like multiple people made similar accusations. And let's not forget, a big chunk of the allegations do not even directly revolve around Lizzo, but instead around her dance captain. And Your Honor, I represent to you perhaps the absolute best, most damning evidence I've seen thus far.
Hey everybody, I just want to get on here really quick and say God is so, so good. God loves you so much. No matter what you're going through, even if you don't love him, he loves you.
I'm sorry, the vibes are so abysmal, it's criminal. This is the dance captain that is named numerous times throughout the allegations in the court proceedings, and this is the video that she came out with today, unprompted. Sorry, that is a gigantic vibe check failure, especially when some of the allegations revolve around her constantly apparently trying to indoctrinate people into Christianity and being really weird about it too. Yeah, so I don't know, it doesn't seem all that crazy. The allegations don't seem that crazy, like that far-fetched, I mean, because the allegations are kind of crazy, but it does not necessarily feel that far-fetched, and that's it. That's all I got. Do I think that Lizzo's career is over, even with the overwhelming amount, like even with the microscope that she operates under, being like a fat activist black woman who has certainly leaned into that imagery in modern media to become like representation for everyone that fits that category, which has garnered a lot of negative attention towards her. Even with all of that, it still depends on how much money she's generating for record labels. Chris Brown's wasn't, so hers definitely isn't. Oh, come on. Chris Brown's a man. Like, there is definitely a difference there. Dudes absolutely, like on the intersectionality spectrum, dudes certainly get a lot more leeway with you know, misconduct. That's wild to think that, to bring that up. Fucking R. Kelly, dude. What are you talking about? Especially if the people that you're brutalizing, like in the case of R. Kelly, are black women. Oh, shit. Dude, come on. Get away with it for fucking years, okay? This is going to take the rest of the year off, but her career is going to go stale. Yeah, but all that will happen for Lizzo is that she'll come back with a fucking fire album or something, like, and have record label collaborations, and her image will be rehabbed after a 6-month to a year hiatus. But like I said, it's entirely dependent on how much value she can generate for record labels. That's it.